Okay, so I'm gonna make someone laugh, I guess. Um, I live in a cul-de-sac, and I figure I would get some peace here, but apparently not. Yesterday I had a bit of an incident, and with my car, and I did a video about it, explaining how my car decided to go off on its own and swipe another car in the process. Well, my neighbor who was fixing his truck, instead of asking me if I was okay, he decided to make a stupid comment about me working in my yard at late hours of the night. See, the problem with this fucking clown is that he doesn't understand that I have health issues. And because I have health issues and my vitamin D is too high, I can't be under the sun like a normal person would be. Because I am full blown positive for any type of cancer. So here he asked me if I had a body to bury, and this is why I was working that late. So here's a quick question. If you're not paying my bills, if you're not fucking me, if you're not doing anything for me, period, except for just be white trash and not mind your own fucking business, because I don't care that you work for public service. You just have a job. I used to have a job too. And that does not give you an excuse to go and make a comment like that. His wife went ahead the subject a couple of years prior. And she asked me, why did I throw my husband out of his house? Well, first of all, this was never my husband's house. My husband was too stupid and he lost our home to the bank, as I had been diagnosed with cancer. So you can imagine the creepy people coming over to see my home, to see who was going to get my home, according to the bank. I'm laying in a bed with an oxygen mask on, and this piece of shit husband of mine didn't care to even look for another place for us to go and live at. So my parents were gracious enough and gave us a roof over our head. Apparently, because I kicked my husband or ex-husband out, this bitch decided to go and ask me, why did I kick my husband out of his own home? Well, bitch, you work for a bank, according to you. You seem to be nosy enough, apparently. Why didn't you go into the system and check? Because there was no indication whatsoever of me saying that I own the house. From the minute I walked into this place, I always said my parents own the house. I'm not embarrassed to say it. I'm also not embarrassed about what went down, because it was out of my control. See, my husband took 7 liens against the house that we used to own, or so I thought that I owned, without my knowledge. Thank God we didn't have no kids, just one dog at that time. And it's kind of creepy when you have people that you don't even know. They're not even welcoming you into the neighborhood. They're just assuming shit. And now they see me living by myself with 2 dogs and a cat, because I added another dog and a cat to the mix. Because I'm like that. I would rather deal with animals than people. See, animals love you unconditionally, where people just are a dagger, one right after the other. Since this bitch couldn't win the fight with the house and me kicking my ex out, she decided to say that I had a parade of men coming up the side of the house on a daily basis, no less. Well, damn. that's a lot of fucking, if you ask me. And you know, being that I've been through what I've been through, yeah, no. I told her, if you ever see that again, a parade of men going up the side of the house, feel free to call 911. That means my life is in danger. The only men that ever been to this house are the following: construction workers, and I was never alone with them. My parents were always around. My brother, who's gay, and his partner. My brother's friend, who's also gay. Who else? Oh yeah, my father's tenant, who is very handy with things. And a dear friend, who used to be a dear friend, and obviously he's no longer dear, because he's no longer in my life. Who's married. I don't do married men. My condition, health-wise, has been really, I'm not really into the dating scene. A lot of things have happened to me. I got kissed for the first time in 14 years last weekend. Was it a nice thing? Yeah, you kind of miss that bond, but not enough for me to say I want to shack up or I want to do whatever, because I'm just turned the fuck off at this point. I really am. I really want to believe that there's good people still out there. And it's so hard for me to even think about good people in general. Everybody is after you for something. Except for my girlfriend Paula. She's been most kind. And she's filled a very big gap in my life after the biggest loss. I don't know how to deal with my loss. I'm very angry because the person that I lost, which I can't even say who it is because of family matters, she's left a big mess behind. Right now I'm trying to see how to escape a world of narcissism that surrounds me. And it's hard because I lived in a household with narcissistic people. And I've always been very faithful out of love. But it gets to a point where you just get tired. And after one of the most important people in my life passing, I just have no more desire to put up with it. I won't put up with any disrespect, any type of like crazy ass behavior. And I'm basically keeping to myself. I take refuge on my music, but I lost all interest in everything. My girlfriend is trying to get me out of the funk. She took me out dancing a couple of times. It feels weird because it's not the same world as it used to be before me getting married and me getting sick. So I don't know how to deal with a lot of stuff. I don't know how to deal with people being so hateful, so evil, so disgusting. I really don't. Sometimes I wonder, why am I still here? Why did God spare me? I thought I had the answer. I thought I knew what my purpose was. But that purpose was also somewhat taken away from me. Because I wasn't even allowed to be around the person that I lost, nor did I have the right to know what is it they died of. So I've been lied to. Mind you, I'm 52. What the hell's wrong with this picture? I feel like I'm living in a constant nightmare. Constant nightmare. And every time I wake up in the morning, I'm like, Jesus Christ, another day? But the only thing that keeps me going right now is my 2 dogs and the cat. I know they need me. And they're my refuge as well. Other than that, I really don't have anybody else. I'm sorry, except for my girlfriend Paula. But you know what I mean. This person that I lost made sure she destroyed the family before she exited. She made sure that I didn't have no cousins left. Or nothing of that nature. She even tried, or she did separate us, meaning Paula and I, by not allowing me to know that Paula had been calling me through the years. And how selfish, how narcissistic do you need to be to keep your daughter from being free and actually enjoying whatever type of friendship she wants? And it's her choice. It's her call to know if the person is right or wrong for them. Be a friendship, be a relationship, it doesn't really matter. That umbilical cord did not want to be cut, and I cut it the second I came out. I didn't even want to come out, if that lets you know how I am. I knew what was waiting for me out here. If it wasn't for my spirituality, my understanding, and my believing that there's more, I don't know what would have happened. Apparently, I've had quite a few close calls. I should have been dead a long time ago. Long time ago. And God has spared me in so many ways. I used to have 2 jobs, so I wouldn't have to come home. Even after I was married. If that tells you my way of life. And God said no more. Pump the brakes. You're killing yourself. He needs me to do what? I have no idea. But he needs me. Mind you, I'm not a church-going person. I will only go to a church if it's empty. I will not go and sit there and listen to a two-faced pedophile, hypocrite who also sleeps with women. And how people take Holy Communion, and the second they walk over that border of the door between the church and the street, they're already bad-mouthing each other. And this is why I say I'm spiritual. Yes, I'm a Roman Catholic by baptism. I believe in the saints. I believe in the Holy Spirit. I believe in Jesus, Mary, God, all of it. But I need to deprogram myself. I was so desperate that at the age of 13, I wanted to become a nun. And because I was told, no, you're too young to even make that decision yet, I tried to do something really stupid instead. Obviously, it didn't work because I'm still here. Why do I feel so comfortable talking about this? Because I'm not the only one with fucking issues. It's the only one probably that has enough balls to talk about it. And sometimes psychiatrists and therapists and psychologists do more harm than good. All they want to do is have you take pills and do homework. Do homework. I've been doing homework my whole life. I've been journaling since I learned how to write and read. So I don't understand how much homework do I need to do before people are more upfront with me. And I can see things for what they are. I know when people like me and don't care for me. I know when people are just hanging out with me just because. And that pattern of men that I've always had in my life was always the same. They didn't want to be with me because of me. They just wanted to be with me because of my parents. Because they had a place of business. It's sad, but it's true. All they saw was the dollar signs. They never got to know me as a human being, as a woman, as a person. They never did. They never did. So, I want to break that pattern. I'm tired. And this is why I'm staying single. I refuse to jump in with the first idiot that crosses my path. Just because. I'm not lonely. I'm not desperate. I was 36 years old when I left my parents' house. And I had to get married. In order for me to do that. Big mistake. Big one. Because I did not believe in marriage. Because I already saw. With my previous relationships that were long, lengthy ones. And they were toxic as fuck. What would make me assume that the person I chose to marry would be any better? They were not. So now I've been living by myself now for a while, since 2016. And it's the first time ever that I've been allowed to live by myself. And I love it. Because I'm getting to know who I am. I always knew who I was. I always knew my likes, dislikes, everything. But now I'm getting to know the real me. What I'm willing to put up with and not. And just because I'm a female and living by myself does not mean I need to be putting up with anybody's bullshit. Neighbors, family, whatever. I don't. I really don't. So, it's funny. My girlfriend Paula suggested that I should go and put my dating status or my thing on Facebook to see who would be interested in me. Well, interesting enough, what I see is very, very bad. They're just not my type. And right now, I'm speaking to a guy who doesn't know how to speak English. He's Portuguese. He knows how to speak Spanish. So this is how I'm communicating with the guy. And he says that he's single. No, he's not. He's a married man. I know this. He asked me if I was single. I said divorce, but I would rather consider myself a widow. I have my reasons why. I would rather consider myself a widow. Divorce is such a nasty word. It's like you fell. And I didn't fail. He wasn't willing to work with it. He wasn't even willing to help me through my cancer. On the contrary, he wanted to see how much he would get if I died. I found the papers. He went to an attorney behind my back. He also held the reports from the hospital. So, like I said, I've been through enough. I'm still going through my share of shit. I'm rediscovering life in a different light. And honestly, I don't know where I want to end up at this point. I thought I wanted to go back to Spain, my country. Don't know now. I really don't. It's hard. It's hard because I feel weird. I don't know where I belong. So that's something I have to figure out. Nobody can help me with that one. But this much I'll say. Enjoy life as much as you can. Life is short. Talk. Just vent out. Talk. Don't let life get to you. Because the more you let life get to you, the more health issues present itself. I know. Because I keep getting more health issues on top of more health issues. So, just be happy. Be you.